Hello everyone, once again, welcome back to the 2022 Dean's Cup, a college disc golf event. We are here at the Winthrop Arena once again. Run Productions bringing you this coverage. I'm Felix.
And I am Conrad.
Conrad, we've seen NC State battling Clemson so far. Clemson with a 3-stroke advantage so far heading into this back nine.
Yes, we saw a 5-stroke advantage get dwindled down to the 3 on the last hole. So if that happens on one hole, who knows what can happen on the remaining 9. Everything is still up for grabs. And of course, this is Winthrop, so
anything could literally happen.
Yes. Here we are on hole 10. It is a par 4 playing at 549 feet. We're going to see most of these collegiate students go over here to the left side, which is quote unquote the bailout zone. Once you get over there safely, then you just have a pitch up to this peninsula inbounds area around the basket. I doubt that we'll see any players try to make it to the green from the basket, but that is a play for the pros and the ones with the long arm. Once you get there to the green, there is a slight slope. It is surrounded by OB and slightly raised on a pedestal. Ooh, that's right into the tree. Did it get through? No, not really.
Down, but he stays safe somehow. Just finished enough. NC State with the honors after getting the birdie on hole 9. There's this mandatory on the left-hand side as well.
Oh, wow.
Right off the tee.
I've never even paid attention to that mandatory.
Doesn't really come into play.
No, not even when we play. Now, there is OB over there that comes into play. I found that.
That one stays safe, though. It's amazing to see how far this hole actually is, and you see pros that will attack it for the eagle.
Yeah.
And it takes all of 490 feet in the air or so to carry.
Yeah.
And get over there. That one goes out of bounds there. Adam had a disc in his hand there, and his teammates kind of talked him into a different disc, and he didn't look comfortable throwing that particular disc on that shot, and it just ended up out of bounds there. But they do get one inbounds.
And that's all you need.
The wind was starting to pick up here, so he's gonna switch out here.
Yeah, because you have a very specific landing area that you got to land on. You don't want to be short. You don't want to be long.
Yeah.
And there really isn't a good layup spot from here. You just basically got to go for it.
It's get there or miss it.
Yeah.
I like the height on that. Nice and wide.
And just short.
A matter of feet from being in bounds. If you're going with a forehand here, you can kind of play the left-hand side a little more safely here as that kind of opens up your line. Although this was fine the entire way.
Well, okay,
yeah,
now it was, yeah. Well, it was rolling downhill, so I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, he charges all the disc, okay.
This is a little bit right, but stays in bounds there.
Oh, yeah. Should make for a pretty routine putt. And that one lands around circle's edge, so they'll probably go with the first one a little bit closer.
Yeah. So Clemson is up first here.
Just a little low. Right line, hit the pole.
Birdie look here for Mon. He's hit these pretty much all around.
Oh.
That one just a bit below that elevated basket there. Got the better of him on that exchange. Birdie look here for NC State, looking to continue the momentum. And 2 holes in a row, they're going to gain at least 1 stroke on Clemson. So now it's a 2-stroke difference between the 2 teams.
Will North Carolina be able to keep this momentum going for the next few holes?
Let's see. Hole 11, another daunting one here. Par 4, 734 feet. You have patches of out of bounds and hazards scattered throughout this fairway itself. You can get to this landing zone here. It leaves you 400 feet to the green here, but you can see both left and right hazard areas. There's also out of bounds on the right hand side. see the FPO basket, there's about 150 feet left to the MPO pin, which is also riddled with hazard left, right, and beyond.
And on a slope. And technically there's OB on the left the entire way with the sidewalk as well.
That's
so
true.
There's just so much going on in this hole.
You'll see sidearms, you'll see mid-ranges on backhands, kind of lay up to the first zone. This looks pretty good.
Nice and safe.
Right in between the two hazard areas, nicely done. That lets your partner kind of open up and try to push and get that extra 150 feet or so.
That's kind of why I'm interested in the team format, because there's so much strategy. There's even more strategy than when it comes to being a doubles partner when it's a team format. And that one just stays in the hazard. So they definitely won't be taking that, even though it did have greater distance.
Yeah.
That has a little tilt to it.
There you go. See, got you saying it. And that one's going to fade out, unfortunately, into the hazard.
That's what happens when it just turns to a tilt mid-air. It's just going to finish.
So now let's see what the strategy is here. Going to the sidearm. That's a driver.
Nice.
That's aggressive for the secondary play. And it
yes.
pays off as he gets the extra distance and is in bounds. Clemson losing a couple of strokes here. They're starting to get a little bit more aggressive. They don't want to squander away the lead here.
Either that or they're playing to each player's strengths. Because there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of strategy that goes in there.
It's like the ultimate form of doubles here. It's just, there's a lot on the line, and it's more people involved than just your traditional doubles round.
Oh, and that one's high and stays in the hazard there.
And we didn't quite include all of it, but there is a lot of talking that goes on in between the shots. Just their teammates saying, what disc, what line, where are you comfortable playing for the next shot? Are you comfortable with a 45-footer if I can get us there?
That's another hazard. There's a lot of hazards going on here.
This hole is riddled with hazards.
That one looks good as long as it stays up, doesn't come down, and it does.
I'll have a look there.
Right at the circle's edge. Yeah, so beyond knowing your own game, you have to know your teammates' game. I suspect that there's like a captain, so to speak, that has a better idea of everyone's true capabilities and their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And it plays a factor into who gets paired up as well as into what shot they're suggesting that the other person throw. Because you're not throwing a shot. Ooh, they hit the cage. I didn't know that.
It bounced up and hit the bottom of the cage.
Wow. Yeah, but you're not playing for your next shot. You're playing for your teammates' next shot. Right. So it's not where you're going to be comfortable playing from, but all that has to be taken into consideration. That right there is just off the top.
Also, this is the end of their season, and then the next season kind of starts shortly after. Great putt there. So these guys have been playing with each other for at least the year. They know each other's games relatively well by this point.
Well, you would assume so. I say that because some schools have multiple teams.
That is true.
So there could be some, sometimes they go by colors, sometimes they go by AB. So it could be a different color person.
They can mix and match easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll mix and match depending on what the team needs are.
Hole 12, a par 4. Wow, another par 4 here. 901 feet. But you do have the advantage of teeing off and then going downhill. You have this hazard area that's right in the sweet spot of where you want to land. If you can push past that, you'll be by the drop zone, which is another 350 out from the green. Now 350 is uphill, so it's going to play a little bit further. And then once you get to the green, we have OB all around it. So again, just
challenge after challenge.
It's a Winthrop worthy hole. He wants it to be short of the hazard.
And it jumps right in.
Yeah.
It's perfectly placed.
Yeah. For forehand, backhand, everything where you want to land is it's like.
Oh, this one's going to be low.
Oh, there you go.
Skip and slide and ends up safe.
He was playing off the car path the entire time.
This one fading back over.
And
gets caught in that hazard as well.
It's just forehand, backhand. It's just right there. It's the distance that it is.
Yeah. It's either you lay up short of it, or if you have a late distance, you push past it.
Yeah. Or try to get to the left of it.
Yeah.
That right there is going to be short and left. And the thing about that is then now you're on a hill. You have a side hill run up for your teammates, which adds a little bit of difficulty there.
There you go. Hard time to turn your body and commit to that shot. Mm-hmm. That one luckily stays in bounds there. Does not get over to the sidewalk.
So they'll have an approach.
Let's turn that one over a little bit, but that's a stable disc coming off back. This looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's right in the middle.
Yep.
Beautiful shot.
Clemson down, and he looks like he is going for it.
That is a pump.
That is a pump, and he is
Going to be short and out of bounds there.
Yep. From where they're at, that's easily close to 400.
Yeah, the drop zone is another 40 feet or so ahead of them. So about almost, 400 and change, plus you're going uphill, plus you've got to clear it in the air.
Then you have to land right, because if not, you go OB.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. But when you're playing team golf.
Yeah. We've seen in the past this hole put up some in like 16s, like 17s, and score-wise, like this hole can just demoralize you. That one
checks up. Yep. Stays inside the circle.
A lot of zones. A lot of these guys throw zones for their up shots. This looks like a berg on the backhand there. Basically a flying brick. Just falls out of the air.
Yep. I think he threw that on hole 1 too, the berg.
Yeah. But let us know in the comments what's your preferred upshot disc. Obviously the zone kind of rules this category, but sometimes you hear about some discs that people use for approaches and you're like, really? I never thought about using that disc.
Everyone uses the Cayman or the Gator. What are you talking about?
I've started throwing the Toro recently.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to my zone, I've got a beat up Jawbreaker zone, but the Toro's kind of pushed my ESP zone out of the bag for now. We'll see if it continues to do the work it's been doing. But yeah, let us know what you guys prefer for your upshots.
Nice focus on that putt.
Nothing wrong with the par on that hole. Couple of pars as we've got a 3-stroke advantage still for Clemson. Hole 13, this was a new one for this year. Par 4, 818 feet. You're having to throw over this berm here where the FPO tee pad is for their layout to get back out onto the open here. Cart path, beyond cart path is out of bounds. On the cart path is not out of bounds. We've also got the road on the right, but that comes into bounds or into play later there. If you can get your secondary shot somewhere around that 150 marker there, you'll have an easy approach into this pin, which is guarded by a lot of trees, a rollaway potential to get out of bounds on the right-hand side. The tough part here is this tee shot. And that clips that berm and kicks over to the left. So didn't get it high enough.
Was he trying to throw a roller?
I don't know. And when you get to this tee and you throw and you get out and you see where your disc is, you're like, oh, I need it to be another 90 feet to the right. Like the amount of right that you need to be at is incredible.
Like he probably knew that right there was pushing it close to OB. It's nowhere near it.
It's just, it throws off your perspective being down there.
Yeah.
This is actually right around where you want to be in terms of middle of the fairway.
Yeah. His teammates out there giving him the thumbs up.
Yeah. You need to throw this almost like, oh no, I've turned that over too much.
Yeah.
And then you'll be okay. Because you can see this is what happens. When you're throwing that far uphill, it's going to come back left hard. NC State first to act on their second shot here. This is turning to the right. Just needs to stay out of that area.
Oh, that kind
filters in. That is not out of bounds in there. Out of bounds only on the right-hand side for this.
That's more like natural OB if you want to call it anything.
Yeah.
And he kind of like skipped into it. Didn't like stay on the edge.
This is not looking ideal.
I think he was going for everything.
There's that mandatory in the rack. I always forget about that mandatory as well. And that's out in the parking lot near where the old 888 position is.
I forgot about that mandatory. Yeah.
So they'll be forced to take the first shot there, which is in the trees on the left. That looks pretty good as long as it just squeaks back.
Oh, stays straight and falls down
clips
and
and stays out of bounds.
If it could have pushed past those trees, being on the left, on the right, would have still been in bounds. It kind of wraps around.
Oh, this is tricky. Adam's more forehand dominant. Needs to push in that left side.
Okay.
It falls back out. Okay. So this is third shot coming up here for Clemson.
Imagine being on the team, throwing a bad shot, and then having to turn around and explain to everybody why my shot was
What
bad.
happened? Yeah. See, what happened here was
I thought the tailwind was gonna help me more, but it just pushed me the other way.
And that one filters in on that side, the left-hand side. You've got the barrier of trees. You've got this like wall of shrubbery. So it's very obstructed if you go pin high left.
Yeah. And that's short.
It's short, but it may be a better look.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell from that camera angle. We'll have to wait and see. And NC State dealing with this now.
And that's just a scramble out.
Now your partner can get aggressive here. Maybe line up a forehand roller or skip forehand. Oh. Doesn't love it. Gives the Zach Melton yell.
All right. Outside the circle, give it a nice little floaty bit, but there's still so many trees.
There are.
Oh!
Wow.
He started running that one down. I thought it was in too. He convinced me that it was in.
It's tree and kind of settles there by the basket. Mon out of that, so they did take the second shot, and that one's gone a little deep. Let's see if he's got a clean look from there. It's a very specific area that you need to be.
Yeah, because like you can't be where the camera is right now.
Oh, that works.
That'll work.
Yeah.
But you can't be where the camera was because you're still blocked.
Yeah. Get a bogey there for NC State.
And that's probably what they did. They went and looked at both of them and just the...
Determined.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the other one was closer, they probably had no line at it.
He's trying to figure out a way to put.
A couple of bogeys there. Not surprising on this hole. I would kind of be surprised if this hole stays the way it is for the following year. I just don't think that it played the way that they thought it was going to play for the MPO field.
Hole 14, 413 feet. It's a par 3, all downhill. You do have this slope that really shouldn't come into play whatsoever other than your approach angle into the basket. There is OB on the left. It does swoop back in, obviously, by the rocks. There's still OB around the basket, and behind it, there's OB everywhere. Just there's OB everywhere. You want to land.
The OB isn't.
You want to land in the green and stay there.
Yeah.
Because even if you land there, there's a potential for a rollaway, but you just want to stay and land.
Yeah, the bailout's to the right. This, even though it's not what he wants, should be safe.
Yeah. As long as it's, yeah.
Yeah. And he's on the hillside there. I'll have a long look.
That'll give Mon the green light to try to do something, but he's going to end up in the same area, basically.
Yeah. So they'll have a couple of long bids there. We have seen that putt made before. This looks like a better line.
Oh, yeah.
Committing to that left side on a flat angle.
Coming down and sticking. Well, I said stick. You had everything you needed to do to stick. Okay,
go.
thank you.
Just outside the bullseye. Ideal.
This was about to make me a liar. And that one looks like it's going to float over to OB, possibly. And there it goes.
Yep. I just found the hazard there on the left.
Oh, the hazard.
So Clemson here will have a couple of bids at it. I'm assuming one run, one layup. Oh, that's green light all day now.
Yeah.
Floaty approach. A little low there, but I like the line there out of his hand. NC State looking to get one back here and get back to even.
8. It was 8 times. That's the distance.
That was 8? Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's further back, if he has
You
to
should
charge it up a little more.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, yeah. No, we shouldn't do it. We should have the viewers help us do this.
There you go. Let's keep a tally. See if he's further away, if it's more than 8 spins. He probably doesn't even count either. It's just a matter of feel.
Yeah.
Hole 15, the other hole that's referred to as the Clown's Mouth. This is a par 4, 539 feet. You've got out of bounds on the right and left. Triple mandatory here through this gate. The hole then takes a turn almost 90 degrees from right to left here. If you can push past the triple mando there and give yourself a skip up, you're going to have about 200 feet left into this very protected green here, surrounded by all of these small guardian trees. Even being inside the circle here does not guarantee you a clean look at the putt.
It does not. You know how many times I had to redrone this hole because I couldn't find the basket? Just sitting there in the dark.
And that one is pushed past the out of bounds on the right hand side.
And that one is pushing as well, but it stays. It doesn't pass past the bounds of the mandatory.
They're gonna have a very awkward angle though on their second shot.
Very.
I just noticed he's wearing the college nationals disc golf
from Marion, the one
from Marion that we filmed earlier in the year. That one going in early left hand side there.
Still inbounds, but definitely don't want to play that one.
The out of bounds comes in a little bit further on the left hand side, but once you're in there, it's pretty much a natural stroke of OB.
Ooh, that was slow.
That one stays on the edge, though.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit of an option to maybe throw a forehand roller around the triple mando still. Or maybe a skipping shot.
You have a whole piece of paper between... No, I'm not like... Yeah, okay, he's good there.
This is tricky, too, making sure that you're lined up with the actual baskets.
Yep, that you can't see.
Yeah.
That was good commitment on that angle.
Very good shot.
Mm-hmm.
That puts him right around that 200-foot mark that we saw on the drone there.
Ooh, is this a roller play coming?
Yeah, Adam here looking for the roller. Just gets under the bar there, but that's going to
it's going to keep going straight. Yeah. The angle on that landing was just for it to do that right there exactly.
Yeah. Don't think they'll be taking that one.
Ooh, yeah, look at this angle. And you want to get through the mandos, but still past the corner?
He fought through just enough to make the mando.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the mando, but he would still be basically playing backwards to
forehand cut roller here, maybe to get a little bit further up.
Mm-hmm.
But then that takes you away from the basket at the end of its roll like this.
Wow.
That needs to get down.
Yeah.
It stays in bounds.
Okay.
But
it does take you away, but at least now you have a approach angle. Before there was no angle. You have to make the corner in order to have even a look at getting towards the green.
Get up.
That's going to be too low. It's going to get eaten up there. Yeah, from where they are, they're probably about 280-ish. He's got a Firebird in his hand here.
I don't even...
He's got to try to hit that gap in the middle there, or you can swing it wide left.
I think I'm thinking that as well.
Okay, going up the middle.
Yeah.
The safer play would be left-hand side and just kind of play it and take your bogey. But he's trying to go up the gut here.
Makes the gap.
Oh, he gets the Felberg clap. He likes it.
And rightfully so.
Through. What a shot.
Wow.
Let's see if they'll have an obstructed putt there. Either way, that was a fantastic committed shot there. I'd be nervous. That's the same gap he just hit. I'd be nervous from where he was just throwing, trying to hit that gap. And he puts it basically right next to the other team there, to Clemson. I'm sorry, to NC State.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little early right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more obstructed than the first one. So this is a tough green area to get into. I mean, you're in here now, and
oh man, and this is the reward they get after that great shot.
yeah.
Oh, there's a sliver of a gap. When I tell you they walked up and they looked at it and he put the putter out, like it is just barely over putter line,
there it
and
is.
he makes the putt. Getting it in for the par there. And the par as well. That's a fantastic scramble for NC State on that one. That's teamwork at its finest.
Hole 16, par 3, 391 feet. You do have OB on the left and OB on the right, as the right plays next to hole 8, I believe. Fairway. You're going to go past this basket here on the right, which is the FPL basket. You're going to push past it till you get to the basket with the artificial hazards. I don't know.
The trees. It was mozzarella sticks
at one point. Yeah.
Trees.
And as with every hole going forward, there's just OB everywhere. So
low ceiling as well. Right hand side. If this gets back over, he is just safe.
Yep. Oh,
he is not safe.
He's getting the hazard.
Oh, never mind. I thought he was on the right side of the rocks there.
Oh, I wonder if they're stringed on both sides of the rocks and we just saw them on.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
That one is safe there, just short, but.
Yeah, the low ceiling as you get to the basket really makes all your shots.
It's a mid-range or a putter here, so he's not trying to get to the basket. He's just trying to get the safe play, and he gets rewarded with a tree kick.
That's why they put that tree there, man.
But he is in the middle.
Yeah, and he is in bounds, so somewhat of a green light, yellow light.
Well, yellow would be hazard. And this is drifting towards the hazard as well, and that has found it.
Yeah.
So both teams will have a little bit of a lengthy approach here.
Mm-hmm.
We saw coming up this side, I believe it was either Yulee or Big Germ was coming up as they were playing hole 8. So everybody kind of stopped to watch the pros play hole 8.
There was a nice upshot.
Oh, that's got to get lucky. And it gets over to the right-hand side there.
Very touchy shot here because you don't want to end up on the other side of the mozzarella sticks having to go through them.
So they're probably going to have to.
Yeah.
From that side.
Oh, this one looks like it's coming back a little bit cleaner. And yeah.
There you go. Well inside the circle, away from the obstruction.
Oh.
It's been a rough day putting there.
Yeah.
But Mon able to clean up once again there. Secure the par.
Slightly awkward footing.
Yeah, I just noticed that. All right.
But he makes it.
Maintains the focus and gets it done there. A couple of pars there for the team. You don't want to lose any ground here heading into the hole that we're heading into next. All right, a two-stroke advantage means absolutely nothing as we approach hole 17. You know it, it's the island hole, par 17, a simple 249-foot shot. Only it's the most complicated simple shot in disc golf. Out of bounds is the water. You have to make this island on your first throw or your second throw. If you don't make it on either of the first two throws, you advance to the drop zone, which is still another 175-foot upshot. We've seen some monstrous numbers. We've seen this tournament lost on this hole many years.
Yes. I do have to add, though, we did see an ace this year.
We did. Mrs. Paige Shue Getting the ace with her judge.
This is the typical play you'll see.
Ooh, that looks
right over the
good.
basket and
It stays in bounds.
had to do some footwork not to get hit, but right there at the circle's edge.
Yeah, the bailout zone is to the right. The island gets wider the further right you go. So that's the safe play there,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
And the basket is so close to the hay bales.
It
is. Just.
You could potentially hit the basket on the band and bounce back out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
You hear Ricky teeing off on hole 1 as Ari's wooing in the background. That one is safe. So 3 for 3 so far is pretty impressive here on these drives. You normally see at least 1 or 2 missed on a card of 4.
Why'd you have to bring something up?
Well, he's fine. Never mind. Sorry. Is it going to stay floating?
I don't know. It looks like it had a pocket of air underneath it. It just depends.
Clemson the furthest away here, so they'll be first to putt.
Ooh.
It stays in bounds, though. From that angle, it's very easy to run it and end up going out of bounds.
Yeah, but that is a safer angle than from the drop zone.
That is true. Oh, big putt there from Adam Mon. Dropping it in. Let's see it once again on the run back. That is gutsy. Partner in, or partner close enough, so give it the bid. Knocking it home. Nice birdie there for Clemson.
Yeah, because from this angle, if you're good putt,
Oh,
good
wow.
putt. Just jump shot it in.
Circle's edge, running it in. Nicely done.
But from there, if you're chain high and you go by the basket, you're OB.
Oh,
you're
yes.
over the hay bales.
100%.
So this was a very uneventful hole. I was expecting a lot more drama, but they just put in the fireworks there.
Couple of nice putts.
Hole 18. This is where we finish the round, folks. It's a par 4 coming in at 647 feet. You gotta throw something that's gonna land over here on this hill. You're gonna just have to settle that you're gonna have a slope for the second shot. Once you get to that point, you'll want to traverse up the hill more, get to the top. It's going to turn slightly, and then there's a drastic slope as you get to the basket here. Coming in too hot, it can take you OB past the basket. And if you come in wrong, you can also end up OB all around the basket as well. This is a nice forehand landing in
in the middle.
Adele's spot. Only thing you could want more is for it to be a little further up.
The backhand can get you more distance, but the angle at the end of its flight is everything.
Yes. And that, he's asking for it to...
Down. That is trickled out of bounds.
That actually went into the water. So there's rope there that's out of bounds, but that actually ended up making its way all the way to the water. Nice wide forehand here coming back in.
Hurry. Okay. Good placement there. Again, we'll see a backhand here. Maybe trying to get a little bit more aggressive.
Yep.
I need more
too
height.
much. I was gonna cut back down. Is it going to stay in bounds? Is it?
It's going to go out of bounds back again up on the top of the hill? That had a lot of steam.
He lost 50 yards.
Did stay in bounds, so they do have some options.
And this is a tough shot. Throwing up the hill on a slope.
But stays in bounds there as it curls around the rope and stayed in bounds there. And now we're going to see big overhand here. And that one has found the out of bounds long right. So near the spectator area there.
All right, that looks nice. Has the right height, right movement on it.
A little saucy there.
Oh,
and it
wow.
gets blocked by the rocks. You have to imagine that was going to slide back in bounds.
It was. I mean, everything about it said it was. The momentum, angle, everything. That's a little low, so it's not going to make it there.
No. That cost them 100+ feet.
Yeah.
The distance.
Yeah.
Mon here first up. It's be their third. Long jump putt. approach.
Ooh, that's flirting with the OB there too. I don't even know if they realize that.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's barely in the circle.
It's barely in bounds.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I like this line better here. Just needs to grab, and it
that's
does.
perfect.
You can easily trickle down past the basket there and find yourself in the water again.
So you're trying to throw something in?
Big flare. Almost got you.
Yeah.
Goes out of bounds here. This has to be one of the best finishing holes in disc golf.
I mean, yeah.
Just, there's so much separation that can happen here.
Whoa.
Oh, and that one aggressive skip too, but it stays in.
They know the score and they're trying to throw something in.
Any pressure that they can here.
Oh, just a little low. That's a lot of uphill that they're putting at right now. I'm
thinking of a couple. I don't remember the year, but it was Shoestrick and Macbeth, and Shoestrick had this putt like 3 times. They kept playing this hole on a playoff, and he ended up down there multiple times. He had to keep trying to make the putt and just couldn't do it. Until he finally won it on hole 1 in the playoff.
Oh. We'll tap in for their bogey.
And they'll clear the way here for Clemson as they just have this left.
Ugh.
Worst sound in disc golf.
It is. You got to imagine the nerves too. There's like crowds, a crowd everywhere.
That one just pushed back out.
A tad bit too high.
Adam will come on in and drop in the bogey, but that is more than enough.
Dean's Cup champions, Clemson.
And the Clemson Tigers putting together a solid team round here to bring it home. As they're your 2022 Dean's Cup champions.
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
CLEMSON. Fight Tigers, fight Tigers, fight, fight, fight. Woo!
And there you have it.
Love that. We've had a lot of fun covering these collegiate events in 2022. I love just the camaraderie, the passion involved. There's something just different about college sports. But big congratulations to the Clemson Tigers taking home the victory here and getting an experience of a lifetime getting to play at Winthrop.
Yes. Getting to walk away with the Dean's Cup, the trophy, the title, the prestige, all of it.
Bragging rights until 2023. We'll see who's going to take it home the following year. This is an event that we got to cover for our first time here. We certainly hope to come back and cover it again. This was a lot of fun being out there. Again, big thank you to the college disc golf team for bringing this out here for this event. And of course, a thank you to all the sponsors, all the spotters, all the hard work that was put in to make this course what it is year after year. Shout out to our Patreon community. Thanks so much for checking us out on Run Productions. And as always, from all of us at Run Productions,
let's run it.